how much did you enjoy your road trip to Madison?
It was exciting. You know, that was my first Penn State game, I want to say since my rookie year. So, getting up there to be able to see those guys, you know, knowing a few players, knowing a few guys that I played with that's on the staff as well, you know, it was exciting to get up there and see them get a W.
Alan, how do you feel about this year's wide receiver group now with the addition of Perryman? I mean, is it a track team, or do you think that you're much improved at receiver as well?
Well, you know, I feel good about it. You know, again, I think that we have a group that comes in there and works hard each and every day. You know, again, I mean, but again, no different from any other year as far as work ethic. But, you know, always having some different guys in there, you know, is exciting and brings some excitement to the room. You know, getting and being able to see different skill sets and play along with different skill sets is fun. You know, I think that if we, you know, stay on our P's and Q's each and every day, stay on our details and going into work, you know, we should have a good year as a room.
Have you ever seen this much speed in one room?
That I play with, no. You know, again, I mean, you see different rooms across the league that have speed and stuff like that, but, you know, I would say no.
You know, have you seen enough of the offense, and maybe you haven't, but where all this speed can help you? I mean, you haven't seen it all on the field at the same time, but can you see in your vision of this offense how that speed helps you as a wide receiver?
Yeah, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it's about, again, being on the details and making plays and things like that, you know. So, again, I mean, with us having some speed guys, at the end of the day, we all have to go out there and execute anyway, you know. So, but again, I think having speed does give us the ability to be able to stretch the field and do different things when it comes to just kind of like plays and stuff like that.
Well, what's the biggest thing that Andy brings that excites you going into the regular season?
I mean, I think just his the experience that he has. You know, I think that how he sees the game. You know, for one, you know, from a play-to-play basis, you know, things that we're trying to get accomplished, you know, being able to communicate to him different things that he's seen before, you know, just like I said before, the experience. You know, when you play with guys like that, you know, they can kind of tell you, you know, how they think things are going to play out, how teams may play this, how teams may play that. You know, so being able to have constant communication, I think, has been beneficial to us all.
Alan, when you don't get what you believe you deserve contract-wise, do you take that as motivation going into the season? Do you view it as like they're saying, I'm not where I think I am? You
know, again, it's not about, for me, I'm always motivated. You know, I'm a self-motivated person, just as far as me wanting to constantly and continuously get better and the legacy that I want to leave for myself as a receiver at the end of the day. So I'm constantly self-motivated. And at the end of the day, you know, again, like I said a couple months ago, you know, it's not about proving nobody wrong or anything like that. You know, I'm going out here this year to be the best player that I could be. That's my main focus. You know, I'm not focusing on, you know, proving anybody wrong, proving anybody whatever. You know, it's just about me going out there, getting better, improving from my years prior, you know, and continue to ascend as a player in this league.
A few years ago, you were talking about wanting to be the leading receiver of all time for the Bears. Is that something that is still in your mind? Have you become disillusioned with that a little bit? Do you look at your future a little more open-mindedly now that you don't have a long-term deal here?
You know, that's something that's definitely still in play. You know, like I said, this offseason, you know, those things like that are still in play. You know, I mean, obviously to take, you know, a big year and stuff like that. But again, I mean, those things like that are still on the horizon. You know, again, but at the end of the day, I'm not really focused on, you know, tomorrow, the next day, the next year, or anything like that. You know, it's about how can I get better each and every day. You know, what I can bring to this team each and every day. How can I help us get better as an offense and help us win games?
Alan, you know, players and Matt Nagy both have said, you know, because the offense hasn't played a lot as a starting group in preseason games, there's still some question as to kind of what you are. What's the biggest thing you're like curious to find out about this offense in the first couple of weeks of the season?
Obviously, there will be some adversity at some point in time. You know, I think that, you know, something that we've talked about as an offensive group in general is just being able to handle adversity, being able to bounce back from adversity, you know, things like that, and having a next play mentality. You know, I think that's the biggest thing. You know, I think that when you see a lot of teams in this league, you know, they have a short-term memory. You know, when it comes to a bad play or a good play, you know, they're on to the next play. Again, whether if it's a touchdown, whether if it's a, you know, loss of yards, whatever it is, you know, the great offenses and the great teams in this league are on to the next play, and their focus is locked into that play. So that's what we've talked about as an offense. So, you know, I'll be excited and curious to see, you know, how guys respond when things may not be going our way, and being able to see who steps up to make the play, who steps up to kind of, you know, set the, you know, transcend plays being made.
Matt Nagy, your head coach, he's acknowledged the the excitement surrounding Justin Fields, and he was talking today about not making emotional decisions about when Justin Fields would play, and he said that the players all understand that too. They see what's going on. Is that the case? And what do you think when you kind of step back and look at what's gone on with Justin Fields and Andy Dalton, and might maybe get in sooner than later?
That's above my pay grade. Again, for me, it's about, like I said before, and as cliche as it may be, for me, I'm locked into the moment, into what's going on, and everything else outside of that is out of my control, and nothing that I can really compartmentalize too much either, because it's so far out of my control. So whatever cards are dealt, however things play out, whatever the case may be, I'll adjust accordingly. But other than that, it's just about what's going on right here, right now, and then whatever happens after that, and we'll kind of get to that. And again, whenever that comes, if that comes, or whatever the case may be.
And I know we've kind of done this with you for 3 years in a row now, but Jalen Ramsey, is there just a little juice to that matchup, excitement about getting to face a guy like him?
Yeah, it's always exciting, especially I think for me and him both, because we've, played so much with each other, in practice reps, one-on-one reps, and things like that, so it's always exciting when you get a chance to go up against, one of the best DBs in the league, one of the best players in our league, so whenever you can go up against a guy like that, it's always exciting.
Are you looking forward to individually, you talk to us about the stuff you worked on this offseason, to just show yourself, show everybody what changes you made this offseason to your game?
Yeah, for sure. Again, that's always that's when you come to the when you get to the season, you're at the point now that you take everything that you did in the off season. Now you got to bring it to Sundays. And being able to do that. Also trying to help us win games. Again, trying to help put this offense in a good situation. That's what makes the off season fun. Because you put the work in, and then now is when you now when you reap the benefits of that.
This offense talked about making strides in the red zone going into 2021. Without giving away schematics, what tells you that improvements are going to be made and that you guys have a better chance to be successful in the red zone?
Again, I think just one, the communication factor of, what are we trying to get accomplished? What's trying to be done down here, against the different looks, against the different defenses, and us really honing in on the details of that. I think that's the biggest thing, is trying to figure out, what's our goal, what's our agenda, what's the overlook of what they're trying to do, and how do we combat that, and I think that for us, having all 11 guys who understand that, gives us an advantage to be able to attack the defense in the red zone.
Thanks, Alan.
Just real quick, one of the things Matt Nagy's talked about all preseason is living in the moment, kind of not worrying about what last season was or anything like that. Have you felt that? And in some of the openers you've had the last couple of years, particularly that Packers game 2 years ago, was that not present?
Again, thinking back, for me personally, I think that's something that I've always tried to do. Again, I know that things kind of change, based on the situation, based on what's going on. But, for me personally, I always try to do that. Again, whether if it's going into week 1, going into week 2, whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, it's a week 1 game. We can't take it for granted, one. But we also can't make it, bigger than what it is. I know it's a lot of excitement for the fans, a lot of excitement for everybody, but at the end of the day, we got to lock in and be focused on the task at hand, and that's for us as an offense, being able to win and go off our game plan and things like that. And as a team, going out there being locked in, going out to Los Angeles and trying to get a W.
Thanks, everyone.